Good morning from Toronto, gentlemen. How are you today?
We're great.
Excellent.
Excellent. Good. Well, always great to speak to you. You know what? I think you have something good on your hands here, honestly. The first book was great. This one's even so much more fun. So,
Thank
Ari,
you.
I want to ask you, I'm going to start with you because I wanted to know what kind of feedback maybe that you got from the first book from kids or for people who read it that kind of prompted the second one, and maybe you took some of their advice, what they wanted to see.
Well, the book went over well with kids. Like everything I heard was very positive. We gave some talks to kids who seemed to like it. I think the themes that it was playing with resonated, which is like there comes a point in your childhood where you're growing from a childhood to becoming more of a young adult. And when that happens, you have to figure out what to hold on to and what to become and how to like not lose yourself in the process of growing. And kids seem to respond to that. So we kind of just, in this book, followed that through a little bit of like, okay, now what happens to those friendships as you get pulled further into this process of growing up?
Right.
And how do you hold on to those childhood things and also not fail to grow? So,
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
we tried
absolutely.
to follow what seemed to resonate.
Okay. And Lance, I want to know how it works between the three of you. Like, what's the collaboration process like? You know, is there fighting? I mean, come on, seriously. Give me the tea on this.
It's all fighting, Bonnie. Yeah, the moments of peace when we finally could agree on something. No, it was a great collaboration. I was fans of these two, before meeting them in their films. They're incredible films.
Yeah.
So, in the first book, I was just asked to come in an advisory role just to help them because I've written, several YA novels and they had not worked in that medium before, so I gave them some advice. Then the second book, whereas the first book was based on a screenplay they'd written that never got made, so they had kind of a roadmap to make it into a novel. The second book, they were working without a roadmap, no screenplay, so they were like, come on board the team, and I was like, yes, of course. And they've known each other since college, so they definitely have a shorthand. But they welcomed me in to that language, that world, and we had a great collaboration. Just like we're creative in our own unique ways, and it melded together really well. And
okay, so I'm putting you on the spot, Lance. What's your favorite movie that these guys have done?
Ooh, well, The Wrestler really it means a lot to me. Ari, I don't know how much you worked on The Wrestler.
You worked on it
a little bit. No, The Wrestler I was obsessed with, and that was in my 20s when I was making lists of like best movies of the year, like really obsessed. And it was number one. I'm not, that's a true story.
He never told us that before.
I never told them that because I felt like that might be too much. They might not want to work with me, but I was like, but yes, The Wrestler by far, but all of their films, you never.
By far? What does that mean?
No. By minuscule. No, it just meant so much to me. But all of their films, you're going to go and you're going to have an experience, and it's going to be unique, and it's going to hit you in some way, and I love that.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. My God, the memories I have of watching all of Darren's films is like, oh, wow. Well, because most of them premiered here in Toronto, Darren, as we've spoken about that before at TIFF. So we are so grateful that you bring pretty much all your films here. But I want to ask you, when you're writing a book like this, when you're collaborating on something, it must give you so much more freedom because you can, you're not worrying about, filming that explosion or having monsters come to life, or you can really let your imagination go, and you can write 3,000 pages if you wanted. So talk a little bit about that process and how you maybe, I don't know if you prefer it over writing screenplays, but what's it been like for you to be able to do this?
That's exactly right. That you didn't have to worry about the budgets and how many shots and how many times you cut to the monsters coming to life. You could really just follow whatever creative instincts you want, and that's a strength of the medium. A lot of fun, and it was fun that taking the screenplay and sort of throwing out all those concerns and just really telling the story in its most, native form.
Yeah. And Ari, like you said, I mean, this all did start from a screenplay, but as I'm, reading these books, I'm going, I'm sorry, like these would make great movies for kids. Like, have you guys ever gone back to that idea to think about doing it? Even though you do have to worry about the budget, but maybe you could make it work.
Well, we started there, obviously, so there's a part of us that's like, has ideas about how this would all get visualized and come to life. But once we started doing it as books, we threw ourselves into that, and we've been thinking about them as books. If it comes around that there's an opportunity to make them into a film, that could be fun, and I'm sure we have some tricks up our sleeve that we would want to apply, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. So Darren, being an aficionado of coming to Toronto every single year, you know the city so well. I wanted to know if the monsters take on Toronto, where would they go?
Well, you know, if enough kids in Canada buy the book, we'll bring it to. I'd rather bring it to Montreal, but I didn't say that out loud, did I?
No. Well, maybe you could come to both cities.
Yeah. I mean, I love Toronto.
Right.
I love Montreal.
Just make it Canada. Monsters take Canada.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's politically correct. Well, listen, guys, appreciate your time today. Another just really great book. I know the kids are going to love it, and really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much, and best
Thanks,
of luck.
Bonnie.
Thanks.
Okay, bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.